President Obama catching heat big time from some for traveling to Roseburg, Oregon. The president's meeting with some families of victims of last week's community college shooting. Thousands of people turned out to protest the president as Air Force One landed. Many protesters saying President Obama is injecting his politics into this murder crime spree that killed 9 innocent people. Fox News correspondent Dan Springer is live in Roseburg. Dan.
Yeah, Greta, President Obama was on the ground here in Roseburg for just a little over an hour, but that brief visit generated a lot of controversy. The president was here to have a private meeting with those who lost loved ones in that horrific shooting at the campus last week. It was held at a Roseburg high school, and we don't know how many families chose not to attend. The media was kept away. We do know the father of a young woman who was shot and survived told us he would not go. Afterwards, Mr. Obama spoke about the need for changes.
There are going to be, I think, moments as we go forward where we're going to have to come together and figure out how do we stop things like this from happening.
Over 200 people protested Obama's visit. Most, if not all, were gun owners who were upset with his call for more gun control within hours of the deadly shooting. They feel he politicized the tragedy.
I think it's a cheap shot, and I think it's a slap in the face for these people down here and their suffering.
Well, I'd like to see him just go home.
Elected city and county officials issued statements saying while they may disagree with Obama politically, they are glad that he came to comfort the victims, and some area residents went even further, criticizing the protesters.
Obama's the sitting president of the United States. He's come to grieve with the family. He should be welcomed. And maybe politics should take a back step for the moment.
But that man's opinion was definitely in the minority today. Most people out here protesting President Obama's visit and certainly his politics on gun control. Greta?
Dan, thank you. Many in the Roseburg community, as Dan just said, coming out to protest President Obama. These protesters saying the president is there only to push liberal policies on the grieving public.
Most of the victims don't want him here.
Well, I'd like to see him just go home.
I'm tired of Obama. I'm tired of his intrusion in our lives.
Looking back in the last several months and stuff, when police officers were slain and stuff like that, there's nothing come from the White House.
Now he wants to come here and try to take our guns away and make an executive order to do so. And I'm tired of it.
Protesters Russ Tucker and his daughter Amy are live in Roseburg. Welcome to both of you. Russ, why did you go out to protest?
We came out here today for multiple reasons, to show support to the victims and their families, to show our support for Sheriff Hanlon, to show our support for the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms as law-abiding citizens, and also to let Obama know that he's not welcome here to push his political agenda.
Russ, did the president raise anything, did he say anything about gun control? Did he say anything political while he was there on the ground that you know of?
No, we didn't see him actually. We were just here on the curb supporting the community, as my daughter said. We had our signs and just to make a presence.
Now, Amy, can you give me sort of an idea about how many people were there? Could you estimate that?
Yeah, I heard Dan say a couple of hundred, but we saw
I feel like it was at least 1,000 people.
Yeah.
The majority of us had signs for support of the sheriff, defend Roseburg. It was really great to see how the community came together today.
And there were 3 different locations where the protests were taking place. This is just one venue. So I saw at least 1,000, maybe more.
Did you see any counter-protesters, people who were protesting against your protest, who were happy that the president came to town?
Yes, we did. We saw a couple of cars, I love Obama stickers in the back windows, and yelling at people, but the people here were
we were peaceful.
Mature, peaceful.
We wanted to keep it civilized, so.
And they picked up their trash.
Yeah.
And indeed, it was a peaceful protest, and I thank both of you for joining us. Amy, Russ, thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you, Greta.